had to make sure I got the treadmill in the background with my bike riding clothes in view. Because, as you know, being outdoors is my true spiritual joy. And even though I still have like this lingering cold, that didn't stop me from going outdoors. I'm probably not recovering as fast as I ought by going outside and walking and things like that. Because I did have a cold for a few days. And I did have a cough. Like it was trying to be bronchitis, but I wouldn't let it. And you know, they say anything below the neck, you should really not work out. But, you know, I was trying to be all tough and David Goggins and go outside anyway. But I'm on a mission. I really have to keep my legs strong because I have a half marathon in like 2 weeks. So I wanted to at least keep the IT band fresh so I don't slow down and finish it in like 4 hours and tail end Charlie and Sagwagon and all that whole stuff. Peace and blessings. Hi Z's. So this is my day off chat. I went and picked up my dog's medicine. On the way there, I had the opportunity to survey the area where I got in the car accident. That made me think, boy, if this was my day to die, would I be dying doing what I loved? And of course, the answer was no. So then that led to starting to ride my bike again and watching a lot of interesting cycling videos on YouTube. And it got me thinking, what is my true spiritual joy? My true spiritual joy, the outdoors, always helps me, never hurts me. So when I went outside today, I couldn't resist going up on the logging trail. It was so muddy. But I think I went in, about a quarter of a mile before I turned around, and I had to call my spiritual teacher for our appointment. I found a beautiful tree stump. Oh, I didn't check for ticks. I didn't check my clothes. Well, I sat down in my father-in-law's car. Oh, well, too late. I'll have to make sure, do a tick check because I was in the woods. Because he was in the hospital for 10 days with anaplasmosis. But I do have a spiritual, esoteric view on ticks and myself. All of my tick bites, my Lyme disease happened when I was under tremendous stress of all kinds. A lot of financial, personal stress. I could take the tick as a spiritual animal. A totem of things that are not in right spiritual order for me. Such as the other day when I was laying down on the couch taking a nap and I was like, what is that? It's like something crawling on me, a bug, or I mean, it's still wintertime, you know. I kind of knew spring was coming because I saw an ant, but that was it, right? So I look at my arm and there's a black tick crawling on my arm. So I flicked it into like a half-filled cup of coffee and did away with it. I didn't feel guilty. Sorry, not sorry about dispatching that tick to the hereafter. And then I thought to myself, well, I know my body is not in the physical order it ought to be because I am working nights. I'm trying to keep a spiritual balance. I'm trying to stay on my prayer and meditation thing. I want to be able to don my prayer robes and keep up with my prayer locks and things like that. It is a very challenging work environment to be a spiritual, not a seeker. I'm not a seeker. I know which path I'm on. It's the path less traveled. It's definitely not the highway. It's not the narrow road to heaven either. I have no interest in going to heaven. I want to come back and do this shit again and do it better. So this is what today was all about, was to get back on the spiritual balance of getting back on that path to spiritual illumination. And I had this guy, Pepperoni Problems on Live PD. Let me divert a little bit. The driver's side mirror has Queen on it. And Puerto Rican seat covers. Listen, I'm not making fun of the Puerto Rican seat covers or the mini rosary beads hanging off of the rearview mirror. But that's stuff I used to see all the time on Long Island, and I don't see anymore up in this area. I get a lot of like truck stickers of NASCAR and things like that, but not a lot of hanging things in the rear view, and definitely not some Puerto Rican flag seat covers. Anyway, so as I was saying, to stay on the path to spiritual enlightenment that will help me do this shit better the next time, I had to go out in the woods whether I was feeling good or not. And I wasn't. But I went anyway, and I had a really good session with my spiritual teacher. Then I got down, when I was in the parking lot of the YMCA, I felt like icky. So I went home. I was like, I was craving this, like, meat. That's another thing with this particular path I'm on. It has me on that level of wanting to be very simple and basic in my lifestyle, which just involves basically meat and vegetables and not complicating my life too much with cooking a lot of things together and things like that. And I had a thing for steak. So before I'm going to celebrate my husband's work achievements with some steak, and I was thinking about meat and how eating a predominantly meat-based diet has me right down with the ancestors and the animals in the prehistoric era, and thinking of my origins and where I come from, and how my diet has been very illuminating to my spiritual path. For some people, it's the opposite. I follow a very ancient spiritual path, being a shaman's apprentice. I would say that I'm not a full-fledged shaman yet. I have felt the need to go on a little bit of a vision quest, maybe go camping for a day or two by myself and meditate and things like that, and that'll probably happen this year. The things that I believe, and sitting with ancestors, and that's what I was thinking about, and sitting here with my 91-year-old father-in-law, enjoying the meat that I cooked and talking and reminiscing and things like that. So that's just, my day today, and, my idle chatter this is my morning. So I just want to keep everyone posted about the this and that's of my life, and that I am in the strength of my body, and that I continue to pray for my own health, the strength to do it myself. Bye, Z's.